Hello, everyone. It's the Elliott Confidential Podcast, and look who we found. It's Iden.
Hey, guys. It's me, Iden.
It's Iden. After 2 long years, he has come back home.
Yes.
Happy to have him, yes. Iden, what have you been doing the last 2 years?
I've been making YouTube videos.
Yeah?
And on Gorilla Tag.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should explain what Gorilla Tag is for those of us.
I think I explained it before I left.
Okay.
But to refresh any of the viewers, Gorilla Tag is a fun VR game where you prance around like a pretty little princess.
Really?
And you can move with your hands in 3D space and juke some fellas.
Yeah, it's like you become a monkey, basically, or a gorilla.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, gorilla, and you move around in VR space.
And there's this guy who's been relentlessly bullied. He has no legs, and people go onto his comment section and say Gorilla Tag in real life, and eventually he made a real video about it, about the comments. Uh-huh. And that's a legendary video in the community. We share it around all the time.
Anyway, we're in Tokyo, as promised, Tokyo, Japan, and it is great here. We're here during the cherry blossom season, and I can't wait to get Iden's take on all this because he's got jet lag. So if you have jet lag and then you do cherry blossoms, everything seems brighter and fuzzier and things.
Yeah.
Is that what you've been experiencing, Iden?
No, everything has been dark and gloomy since I got here. It's been horrible.
Well, we should do our question of the week then, because we've been coming back to Japan several times. We've come back to Japan, and so this week's question is, what is the destination that you keep coming back to over and over again, like Japan? For us, I don't know, Aaron, we have a couple of places that you and I have been back to a couple of times, like what?
Australia, New Zealand.
Yes.
Switzerland. We went back there twice already. I mean, I think there are other places that we're planning on going back to, but that was a question for a different podcast. We already did that one.
Yeah.
So
France, we've been back to a few times. Yeah. So tell us about your favorite place that you keep coming back to over and over again. And it's okay if it's Japan, because we love Japan too. And especially during cherry blossom season. We'll get to the cherry blossoms in just a second.
Yeah.
But
what? Am I not going to answer?
What's the question?
The question of where I keep going back to?
Oh yeah, tell us. Where do you keep going back to?
There's this tiny room where I used to be, and I kept going back there and sitting in the corner in the fetal position, crying until the sorrow went away.
That's a real pick-me-up.
Yeah.
It's true that the rooms here, we're in a really nice apartment. This is a Blue Grand apartment, which is one of our favorite places to rent from. It is Japan-sized, which means
tiny little people.
Small.
Tiny little people.
Very, very
itty
small.
Itty tiny little people. So Japanesey.
But you know what though? We have 3 bedrooms, and so far so good. We haven't run into each other too much.
Oh yeah.
Or have we?
We were walking around the streets. We just keep walking around the streets, and I just keep looking at these people like, oh, I could just squeeze your little cheeks. They're all so tiny.
The nice thing about being here they call it Sakura, that's the cherry blossom season, is that the Japanese people are all out and looking at the Japanese, at the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
People ask, where can you find cherry blossoms in Tokyo? The answer is
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the question of the week this week was, why are there so many Japanese people?
Because we're in Tokyo. No, we were going to do a video on that. We're going to do a video on
no.
I'm here in Tokyo, and to answer the question, why are there so many Japanese people here?
Yeah. I almost brought the mic up to your mouth as if I was actually street interviewing you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do some street interview. Iden has a new microphone. He's very proud.
Yeah,
of it.
I like this microphone. That's why I'm using it this time.
Yes, it's like a magic wand. You point it towards someone and they immediately become stressed out, and they're like,
right.
Oh.
Yeah. My blood pressure just tried as my blood pressure goes.
Yeah, but
up.
it's a legitimate question.
Just okay.
Get your mouth off my mic. No, but it's a legitimate question. Why are there so many Japanese people out? They have a problem with. Have you ever heard of hikikomori?
They love it here, and this is their season right now.
But have you heard of what a hikikomori is?
No, I have not.
A hikikomori is a person that stays inside all day, all night.
Like you.
They don't leave, and it's a real problem here. And Actually, some of the people that we've seen in the streets probably should stay inside. There's a couple of lookers out there.
Oh, I've missed you. I've missed your comments. You always make the comments so interesting.
I just look and I'm like, yeah, maybe it's a good idea.
Well,
that was a good idea.
With our new Malaysian audience, we're giving them plenty of ammo, so the next time they want to call us ignorant and stupid, they can do that.
And we did have some more comments, by the way, calling us. They said that I mispronounced the word kui. It's kueh.
Kueh?
Kueh? No, it's kui in Malaysian, and kueh, for whatever reason, they spell it that way in Singapore. So there is a difference. If you look at it, actually, in Malaysia, they do spell it Kuih, kui.
Well, Aaron, that's great, but to our Malaysian viewers, we bleed red, white, and blue, and we don't care. We're going to pronounce it kui because we're right, and we're Americans.
Like, kui. It's kui.
Yeah.
All right. Let's show some photos of our adventure, because we started last week in Singapore. And then we flew on a red-eye flight. Some of you may notice I actually am sick right now. It was very simple. I got on a red-eye flight. It's very easy. Once I board a red-eye flight, automatically I am sick. But here's a picture of our Zip Air flight. It is actually it was very comfortable.
How long was that flight?
That was 8 hours. It was actually a 7-hour flight, but we were on for 8 hours because of the delays. But I couldn't sleep. Even with this, I mean, I think that even if I'd been in business class, I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
That's great. Well, I was on an 11-hour flight, so beat that.
Here's our apartment. This is Aaron looking at our apartment when we checked in. You can see it's fairly compact, but the nice thing about Blue Ground is that they give you this nice welcome packet. It's got things like soap and laundry detergent in it. And then you can see all of the remote controls. The Japanese apartments, you have to turn the hot water on, and if you don't, you have just cold water.
That's pretty normal for some apartment buildings.
Yeah. Well, we're some pretty big guys, right? And so when we got to the apartment, I thought back to that, what is it, like an 80s song? I wish I was turning Japanese, because then I would at least be able to fit in this place.
There are a lot of 80s songs about Japan.
Yeah, back then they were killing it, and then they stopped killing it. Well, actually, no, they were doing the most killing it back in the 30s.
We went to our favorite place to get ramen. This is like crazy seg. This is Aaron with our spicy ramen.
Yeah.
If you go to Shinjuku, you should try this ramen. What's the place called, Aaron?
I forget the name. It was some place in Ramen Est on the 8th floor.
You should go to the 8th floor, and there's a little hole in the wall there that serves ramen, and it's very good.
Yeah.
Here we are the day before Iden's arrival, looking at these cherry blossoms, sakura.
Yep.
Sakura.
Last moment of happiness.
Just the last moment before Iden gets here.
Yeah,
so we're
utter
just
bliss.
enjoying ourselves here.
Yep.
But look at these
Yeah,
cherry
they look
blossoms.
good.
They're so beautiful. Yeah. I was really surprised, actually, by how many Japanese people were out there enjoying the blossoms.
Yeah.
They really love their blossoms here.
Yeah, they really do. It's back to the hikikomori thing. They just, it's worth it to get out finally for like a day or two just to see the cherry blossoms.
There's a nice picture of Aaron's backside. This is
really? That's how you're going to...
That's a unique way of describing it.
That's your back. We were walking in the rain.
Is that a Paddington Bear ad?
Yes, I think so. They were walking in the rain, and what I discovered was that there's a very particular umbrella etiquette in Tokyo. Do you know what it is, Iden?
No idea.
Do you know what it is, Aaron?
You just have to be mindful of where your umbrella is. So if you're going faster than someone, you raise it or lower it, but more likely raise it so that way you can pass them without your umbrellas colliding, basically.
Yes, you really have to be mindful of your umbrella. And that is I've never seen anything like it. Like if it rains anywhere else, you bump umbrellas. But in Tokyo, you'll see people, they see you coming, they will raise or lower their umbrella to make sure that you don't bump umbrellas. We had fun also in the grocery store. Our closest grocery store is called OK, and it's just OK.
I'd say so.
And you know a little Japanese, so do you recognize any of these? Like, do you know what this is here?
Well, the top character for that one in the middle towards the left is, I think that's black. And I think that's black soy sauce, maybe, actually.
I think this probably is the soy sauce aisle, but I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. I think the character under it is shoyu, but I could be wrong.
Well, we were looking for soy sauce. So I walked up to someone who worked at the store, and I said, "Sumimasen," because I know that in Japanese. And I said, "Do you have soy sauce?" And she's like, "Salsa?" And she went to the wrong place. Finally, someone else helped me find this. But it's always good to know some words in Japanese.
Soy sauce in Japanese is shoyu.
Shoyu.
Soyu.
Shoyu.
Now I know. Thank you. Iden, you've studied Japanese for how long?
A couple of years.
Okay. So that's why you're here now. We wanted to bring you out here so that you can translate for us.
Firi cheese.
Okay, yes. All right. Here is a picture that we took. This is an only in Japan moment. We thought we love taking pictures of signs. We did that when we were in Malaysia, but here they have Philly cheese.
I gotta try that.
Great. I don't think so.
Part of this balanced breakfast.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, we had the most remarkable shopping experience when we were in Singapore. We have to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we went to the airport. We were ending our stay in Singapore, and we go to the airport because there's one airport in Singapore, tiny island.
Changi, yes.
It's Changi.
Changi.
And when you arrive there, they have this mall called Jewel, and Jewel is just it's a spectacular mall.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Oh no.
You were not there.
It was crazy.
I wish you had been there.
We had a great time there.
It has the world's largest indoor waterfall right here.
Yes.
So this is what it looks like at night, guys. All right.
Yeah. I don't know why you're showing it to me. I've seen this before. It was an amazing experience.
You were not even there.
You weren't there, Iden.
Okay.
And other than that,
Yes,
here's more
good
photos.
shopping and lots of good food.
Yeah, they also have, I don't know why, but they have a monorail going through there. I don't know what that's for, actually.
The monorail was a bit slow, but
I think that monorail
it was still
takes
helpful.
You to the terminals.
Yeah.
They're trying to copy Disney World with that one.
But they also have like 8 floors of shopping. Or I think it's like 6.
Actually, it's 9. 9 floors.
Iden, since you've
How
been
do you
there...
know?
It was a great experience.
All right, this is imaginary.
Do they or do they not have a Don Quixote, Iden?
In Singapore?
Yeah.
No, at the Jewel Mall.
In Singapore.
Yes.
Do they? It's a trick question.
Yes.
They actually do.
They
Yes,
actually
you're
do,
right.
yes.
Yeah, congratulations.
They have them in a
That's
couple.
a good guess.
They have them in a couple different countries. I know that Don Quixote likes to go into different countries. Unlike Walmart, they're not in Canada. They're only in the U.S.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. They won't get that one.
One of our favorite road signs that we saw a lot of interesting signs. Singapore is a surveillance state basically, so there's cameras everywhere. There's police drones, and one of my favorite signs was at the beach, where they were going over all the things that were not allowed and what the punishments were. And you can see here, we're going to show you this. This is a sign that says if you touch someone inappropriately, you could get caned. Yeah, so don't touch anyone inappropriately.
Yeah, I also got a really good photo that says "Island under surveillance."
Yes.
I'll have to pull it up.
The entire island is under
yeah,
surveillance.
no, it's true.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because they got the drones there.
And apparently they have a police robot there too. Like RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop.
Like you have 10 seconds to comply.
So when it's Christmas time, do they do it with a candy cane?
I don't think so. I think that they take themselves pretty seriously there.
Okay.
But apart from this surveillance state thing, I think we really liked Singapore. We would go back, and we would take Iden, and we would leave him there unless he got caned. Then we would take him away.
Yeah.
I think that they would probably.
I think
find a
I'd like
reason
it
to
there.
cane you.
I think I'd like it there because I have nothing to hide at all.
If you chew gum, you could get into trouble for that.
Okay.
In our last podcast, we asked the question, what's the safest that you've ever felt in your travels? Whether it's a place like Singapore, which is where we were, or Doha. And you had quite a bit to say about that.
DW writes, "Believe it or not, Israel. When my group was there last fall, the most common statement in the post-tour survey, other than that they love the quality of the trip, was that they felt safer in Israel than at home.
Yeah.
Israelis take care of each other, protect anyone who's there, and truly look out for each other, including visitors."
That is That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, I've been overusing the word interesting lately, but that is, Israel, as you would think that Israel would be a place where you might feel, especially now, you might feel a bit dangerous, or in danger, but no.
I can concur with what DW is saying. You know, we were in Israel and they really have a strong police presence. I don't feel like anything would happen to me while I was there. It didn't seem like the type of place where you have a lot of crime. It wasn't like a lot of problems with people on the street or pollution. It was very clean, very safe.
Yeah.
You didn't get a bad impression from it.
Yeah. Ross says, of course we think our home is the safest place in the world, but for us, our safest travel destination is the Algarve.
Algarve. You remember that?
What is Algarve?
In Portugal.
In Portugal? I don't remember it.
Remember, Algarve is southern Portugal.
Yeah.
Algarve oranges.
God.
Oh yeah, they had what's the bread dish there that we kept eating?
That bread soup.
It was migas.
Migas.
Yeah.
Migas. We have felt quite safe in most countries and plan to go back to many of them, but Albuferia is our fallback destination when we want to get away from winter and do not have a particular destination in mind. I assume that's in Algarve, but thanks for the response, Ross.
Yeah, we want to go back to Portugal. I want to drag Iden with me. GM says Singapore was amazing. The gardens by the bay, which is really close to where we were, are not to be missed. We walked the city always feeling very safe. The reason that you felt very safe is because it is a surveillance state. That's not like a political commentary. It's just a fact. There are cameras, and here's a photo of the cameras. On every street corner there was a camera. There were police drones in the air, and as I said before, there were robots, police robots. So everything is extremely safe there, but there are some things that you give up, and it is kind of like I said, it's a surveillance state. So that's just kind of how Singapore is.
It's like going to Qatar or UAE.
Yeah.
Like you feel really safe there, just so long as you don't like steal anything and you know, stick to your track as a tourist. Nothing's gonna happen to you, really.
Well, I'm really looking forward to experiencing Tokyo with these boys. We have a couple more weeks here, so we've got a lot going on. There will be videos. We are doing lots of videos here, so we're going to have a lot of that and to share with you in our next podcast. In the meantime, our question of the week is, tell us about one place that you keep coming back to, like for us, Japan. Where do you like going back to? Leave a comment in the comment section and we'll read them in our next podcast. Until then, au revoir.
Ciao.
How do you say that in
Japanese?
Matane.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
That means I'm leaving you forever. Matane.
Sayonara is probably
Johnny.
better. Sayonara, right?
Yeah.
It's good to have him back. All right. Ciao.
Bye-bye.